Hello and welcome to the channel. Today's video is about should you use white clothing when it is snow. Now let's just set the setting, okay? You are a shinobi, a modern day shinobi, or maybe you are a military guy or some kind of rogue assassin or something like that. And you are in a forest like this and there's snow. Now should you put on some white clothing or some white cloak or a blanket so that you can blend in with the snow, or should you use natural colors like green, black or brown? My take on it is it all depends on the situation. So let me explain. Are you a sniper with a long-range rifle and a scope on it, and you have basically nowhere to hide other than the open field where there's a lot of snow? Then yes, then you can definitely use white clothing and blend in with the snow. Maybe you are up on the hill and there's no bushes or any trees, then again I will say that's a good option. But let's just say that you are here out in the woods where there's plenty of trees, there are even some bushes and perhaps even still some plants that lives. Should you then use white? I don't think so. I would rather go with dark brown or dark green. Now let's say that you want to infiltrate a place. You have to sneak around and there could be buildings, perhaps there could be some kind of base or something like that. Well, what color is the house? Because that matters a lot. And the house is made out of red or yellow bricks. Would a white color be good to wear if you have to get very near, perhaps up against the wall or something? Nah, I don't think so. I think you should take what is more natural. So, brown is very good, dark brown or lighter brown, and of course also the green one, but that again not perfect for red or yellow bricks. However, here in the forest it is very good, especially when you have to move around. You should always blend in with your environment. Now there's a lot of snow here, but would I be invisible if I were just wearing white clothing and just laying myself on the snow? Of course not, because you still see my shape, my shine and my silhouette. So out here in the forest there's a lot of trees that I can use as a cover. There are trees that has been fallen, that have been broken or even cut down. I can easily hide behind one of those trees, even standing ones, as long as they are wide enough to cover my body. And remember, you have to move sometimes. So that means that you can move from one tree to another tree and hide very easily. And therefore, I think going with the white is not that practical. If you are stationary and you have to lay down on the ground or behind or near some tree or stone, that could be very good. If you have white clothing on and you move around in a place like this and you're not down here like very low, but you're more upright in your natural state, then having white clothing is very unpractical, because white color catches the human eyes more easy than dark green or dark brown or even black. Especially black color is something that just fades in your peripheral vision, because there's a lot of times where there are shadows or dark trees or stones or whatever, and therefore our brain doesn't interpret that as something unusual. But if you were white and something is moving in the background, that would catch your eye very fast and you would think, what the hell is that? Because there's not many animals that are white. A shinobi is a very secretive person, and therefore you don't want to stand out. You don't want to look like a snowman if nobody walks with white clothing. And I know that you will say, well, I know people that have white winter clothing. Well, I don't. And it is very, very rare that I have seen someone wearing completely white clothing in wintertime. But my point is that you don't want to stand out and being remembered as someone who looks different. Okay, so let's just say that you are on your way in the forest or wherever you start and wherever you finish, but on the way somebody sees you, okay, and you have white clothing on, completely white from top to toe. Now that person who sees you will remember you more clearly because this is not something that is normal, okay? So if you had the natural colors, the person would forget you faster, perhaps even mix it up with other colors because his memory is not that good. So the next problem is the white clothing, okay? Is it a white jacket that you put on with some white pants, some white boots, or what is it? Or do you have something that you just put over your normal winter clothing like I have? So, for example, a white blanket, a poncho, a cloak, or whatever it could be. But the problem is, when do you take it on? And how fast can you take it on? And how fast can you take it off? Because if you are being spotted and you want to quickly, change appearance, and you have something that you pull on your normal clothing, then that's going to be a problem because it is not that fast and not that easy. I mean, just imagine if I have some, white pants that I take over these green ones, then first of all I have to take my rubber boots off, and then I have to try to balance and not getting wet socks. If I have also some kind of, white extra clothing on here, then I also have to deal with that. So a white cloak, a white blanket, or poncho is probably the best answer for that problem. So remember guys, it is not about which color is the most dominant in the field, but rather where can you get the most cover? Because cover comes before camouflage. I would rather say go for cover instead of camo, and then you can use camo in combination with your cover. So for example, here I have those fallen trees and they are all green, so I can use my green jacket because it will blend in perfectly. Whereas if I use the strategy of white and the snow, then I only have one option, and that is always be where there's snow, which is a bad strategy. So I hope you get the point and see that it is not that easy, okay? There's a lot of factors, and you always have to, scout the area before you go into the place and try to accomplish your mission. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a big like, subscribe and share, and it actually means a lot to me if you hit that like button, because I noticed that many of you guys just watch the videos and then you don't hit the like button. Now of course, if you don't like it, that's fair, but if you do, just click it. It helps me. I don't make money on it, but people will see it, okay? It will be more visible to others, and this is about community. Anyway, see you in the next one. Have a nice day.